Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from tarotforhealing.com. Hope you guys are doing really well. This is your monthly reading for December. This is for Taurus. And I know you guys have been like anxiously awaiting this reading. I'm so sorry about the delays and everything. But I'm going to be using the Handle Tarot. And um I'm going to be beginning with your finances as usual. Your work and finances. The first card to show up for you is the Devil card with the Hermit, with the Magician. So, what are these cards saying? The Devil and the Hermit together, to me, is kind of the Devil can represent when you feel like you are working really hard or almost feeling like you don't have so much free time, or feeling like you have to just really, maybe you feel really under like a lot of pressure at your job, or somebody that is kind of pressurizing you, or maybe giving you a lot of work to do. That's kind of how I'm reading this Devil. And the Hermit is kind of saying maybe you're in search of something greater or deeper than what you're experiencing. The Devil can also represent materialism as well. It can also represent like, for instance, you may be really wanting something. You may have some kind of financial goal that you want to meet, or maybe there is something that you're working hard to achieve for yourself. Maybe you're working hard to eventually be able to afford to buy a property, or afford to take a trip, or afford, like, there might be something that you're trying to do. It may not be a luxury thing, it might just be something that you feel like you're ready to do. But again, it's like you might find that it's quite challenging, and it means that you have to be really disciplined and work really hard to be able to get that money, or to be able to achieve that thing. And again, it could be in terms of like connected with materialism. You may also feel like you have to work hard for the lifestyle that you have, or for the things that are important to you, even though it may not be necessities. Sometimes it can be, just things you become accustomed to, that you're trying to pay for, or trying to make sure that you can have those things. But then the Hermit is kind of saying that maybe at the same time, like, maybe that's a feeling that has either is kind of passing, and maybe it's moving into this energy of trying to find what is really meaningful about your life, or what is really meaningful about the work that you do. Like, for instance, with the Devil, it's almost like this card can carry the energy of doing a job that maybe isn't ethically sound, like, in a sense of, maybe, I don't know, like, maybe you do a job where, the company doesn't really have like that great ethical standards, or something like that. Like, for instance, working for like an oil company or something, and know that they pollute places and stuff, but you still work there anyway because you have to get a paycheck. And there's plenty of jobs that are like that. Sometimes jobs that require you to do certain things, sell certain things that, may not be the best for people, but again, you do it because you want to earn a living, or whatever else. But then the Hermit is almost like where your conscience kind of comes in and says, you know what, I'm not sure if I really want to sell dodgy stuff to people and just for the money or whatever. Like, it's like you're searching for something great or something better. It also could be a sense of maybe you're searching for something that is going to lead you away from this kind of environment, in the sense of, like, maybe you just find your work tedious, or again, that you're under a lot of pressure or something like that, and maybe the environment just doesn't really suit you. And so you might be thinking, okay, maybe I need to go elsewhere, maybe I need to work for a different company that operates in a different way. Or again, I'm just searching, or you might be just searching for greater meaning, or greater purpose, or value in terms of what you do. But at the same time, I'm kind of getting the impression that for some of you, that might be a bit difficult to do, because you might feel kind of tied up in this situation. Because yeah, you might feel tied up with this Devil situation, so you might feel tied up where you are. But then the Hermit is kind of saying there may be a bit of a delay to actually freeing yourself from this tie. And then with the Magician at the end, the Magician is kind of saying that you can manifest the changes that you want. It's about you having the know-how to be able to do it. And so you may be developing the know-how in December, or you may already have that know-how. And so it's just a case of you using your abilities to be able to get the desired result that you want. So, and being that all these cards are majors, so it's saying that this your something to do with your finances and money is playing a really big role for you right now. And it's also saying that there might be some things that happen that could be really significant at this time, to do with money and finances. Maybe this is going to be something that happens that hasn't happened before to you, or it could be a case of maybe everything just feels like it's falling into the right place in order for you to kind of embrace this kind of magician energy and be able to have more control over your circumstances. It's almost like these two cards are representing something very different, because the devil is almost representing when you feel almost oppressed by somebody else or oppressed by a system or something like that, and the magician is almost showing like you can outsmart that, like you can navigate your way around it and be able to find a way to make this situation more desirable for you instead of desirable for somebody else that is, has the power over you, kind of thing. um for those of you that are in relationships, you have the Princess of Stones. Oh, the Princess of Swords. Very interesting, two princesses together with Justice. So Princess of Stones would be Pentacles. Princess of Swords obviously is swords, is air energy. So then you got like a earth energy, which is yours, and then you have a swords kind of energy, and then you have Justice, which is like another kind of air energy as well. So what these cards are kind of telling me is that you could be in a relationship with somebody, and this person, it's like this swords kind of energy has this kind of again, it's more sort of logical, analytical, whereas your kind of energy is a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more needing stability, needing uh it's a different kind of need in terms of love and affection that will be felt. The source kind of energy kind of can sort of keep affection and love like more internal, like they feel it, but sometimes they don't express it so much. But then with your energy, you would kind of express it probably a bit more than an air sign might. But then what I'm kind of seeing with these cards is, with the Justice card showing up, it's either showing that you and your partner may have your differences, and maybe there are differences that either can be complementary to the both of you, or it could be causing conflict between the two of you. Because what I'm seeing here is there's a balancing of energies that has to kind of take place, and with just the Justice card showing up, it's saying that either a choice or decision has to be made, or it could be that for some of you guys, you might even be wanting to make this relationship official, like, because Justice can also represent legal system, so it also could be saying that maybe you're planning on marrying somebody, you never know. But then because these are page cards, I wouldn't say, like, I'm a bit if it comes to marriage, because well, they're princesses, which kind of represents pages if you compare it to like Rider Waite deck. So you're talking about two people that are quite young, or two people that are in the very early stages of a relationship. It could even be that maybe you're with somebody that makes you feel young, or you're with somebody that makes you that maybe you've even been seeing since you've been young. So if that was the case, then yeah, I can understand maybe where marriage or something could be coming in. But then for some people, it could be that this is a pretty new relationship, and then you have to kind of learn about this person, what they're about and everything. And then that might keep you a bit indecisive, like maybe there's someone in your life that you're kind of unsure about, you're not really sure if you want to take this to the next level or where it's going to go. So this just might be sort of like keeping a relationship light and just sort of, yeah, feeling each other out in terms of, is this going to lead to something, or are we going to be friends, or are we just going to go our separate ways after like a night out or something. So something has to kind of be decided in terms of like where this whole thing is leading to. But then at the same time, I think that it can be a really fun energy as well, because again, it's quite a youthful energy. It's kind of saying, I think that if you have somebody that is in your life that you're just meeting or just kind of getting to know, I feel like it's saying sort of take your time with this person. Like there's no rush into things. Like just enjoy the moment. Children are very present. They're more present than we are. Like they live in the moment more than like we adults kind of do. So I feel like it's just saying, just enjoy things as they are, and probably don't think so much about, where is this leading to, what's the future in this. Because I feel like after a while, when you and this person start to really show your true colors and open up and everything, that's when you start to see more, okay, where this whole thing is going. And that will happen naturally anyways. Like, and then if it's like going in a way that you don't really want it to, then obviously you can just call it quits and be like, what, this ain't working out. and then then it's fine. You will go your separate ways or whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm feeling with the Justice card. Is either a commitment in terms of a relationship, or a settling down, like a final settling down period, or it could be just making a decision about somebody that you're kind of getting to know. Also, okay. But there's some kind of groundedness about these two cards as well, being princesses, and then also having this kind of swords kind of energy. Swords represents a lot of kind of thinking, communication, coming to some kind of understanding, having some kind of clarity through communications. So it could be again like encouraging that kind of thing. Maybe you guys have to really again get to know each other, really communicate in order to really know like what each other is kind of about, like what kind of person you're kind of dealing with in this situation. But then I feel like embracing that kind of Isis energy, she has this kind of moon shape over her. It's kind of saying, to use your intuition, to sort of tap into that, to kind of see or decide like about a certain person or situation that you're in. Is really important. Try not to overthink things and then sort of build up an idea in your mind about where this whole thing is going, because sometimes we can feel that our thoughts and stuff are valid, but sometimes it can be that we're sort of making this stuff up in our heads and that's not really what's going on, like really. So it's sort of saying, make sure to communicate and don't jump to conclusions. um for those of you that are single, you have the Empress. It seems even you guys are indecisive because you have the Two of Swords in the middle. So indecision seems to be taking place in relationships and in for those of you that are single. And then you have the Three of Stones, which is work, and then this one is like peace. So can be read in two different ways, that card, for a number of different ways. But then for those of you that are not in relationships, you have the Empress. So the Empress could be saying that maybe there's this desire to settle down. So I kind of feel that that's something that is going on for both singles and those that aren't singles. I feel like there's a desire to really settle down, to really finalize something. Maybe that's where this grounding that I'm kind of feeling in those other cards are coming from. I feel like you want to be rooted with somebody, like you either just don't want to keep on playing the field anymore. I think you're looking for something serious. You may even be thinking a bit like, oh, do you know what? Because of the age I am, like I'm at that point where I should just be trying to settle down, make things official with somebody. Or maybe you might be at the stage where you really want to have a child. Maybe you're thinking about having a family and all that kind of stuff. So that might be also like one where the desire comes from, to settle down too. But the Two of Swords is kind of saying that in this interpretation it represents peace. So I always feel like this could be peace after a conflict of some kind. But then it also could be saying that this might be a time where you again have to make some kind of solid decisions about things. And I think it's important again to bring the intuition into play here, because of that previous card, and also because of the Empress, which is also a feminine energy, which connects with intuition, being receptive. And this kind of card, as well as it being swords, which kind of represents the mind, it's almost like the balancing between the heart and the mind, and bringing those together in order to make wise decisions, or decisions that's right for you. I would also say, like, be careful of being wrapped up in people that may not always be entirely honest as well. Sometimes you might be dealing with somebody that's not entirely honest, and I feel like if you are, then you're going to be seeing through this person's like deception or things that they're saying. But also at the same time, that might be the reason why you're not really quick to move on a situation. If you find like there's a partner or somebody in your life that isn't being entirely honest, you might feel like, oh, they're telling me this, but then my heart is telling me something else, and it might be actually telling you the truth. So listen to listen to your heart, like listen to what it's telling you, because I feel like it could be helping you out in a situation with somebody else. But then you have the three of stones, and the three of stones is kind of saying that working together to build something, to build a relationship, a foundation. Again, is I kind of get the impression that this is what you're wanting at this time. It's like this is a card that can represent, cooperation with somebody else. So I'm kind of feeling like communication is key for you when it comes to your relationships, Taurus. Communication, understanding, again, not letting your mind take over and be so much caught up in your brain and so much in your thinking. Go by what is actually happening. Go by, the facts, and that's where justice comes in. Justice is like a court system. The court system doesn't just go by ideas. They should be going by the actual facts of a case, what is actually presented in front of them. So in your case, you have to kind of do the same thing, and don't let your mind sort of come up with things that aren't really happening or aren't really there. It's saying that you need open communication with other people and to work together with somebody else. So even then, if let's say you're finding that you're in a relationship and it's having issues, it's kind of saying that you have to talk them out and you have to be able to work with this other person, and it can't just be all about your needs and what you want and everything. This card does connect with you, actually, the Empress, and connect with your energy as well. um so yeah, it's kind of saying that, yeah, at the same time I would say don't try to make stuff all about you as well, and what you need and wants. Yeah, that's important, but then it's also important to sort of be on the same page as somebody else that you're in a relationship with, or that you're wanting to be in a relationship with. Um you have, for your spiritual cards, is the Ace of Stones in the West. Then you have Knowledge, which is the Eight of Stones. Then you have Son of Cups in the North, which is the Prince of Cups. So, interesting how Knowledge is in the center for you. Hmm. This could be a number of messages. I feel like if this reading like is just speaking spiritually, the Ace of Stones is kind of saying that there's going to be a new sense of is something new coming in for you. It's something new, and it's almost like it's this card generally can mean, if money is coming to you, if work opportunities are coming to you. And then this one can kind of represent when you are doing something over and over and over again and trying to perfect it. So you're learning something, you're trying again, you're working hard. And then the Prince of Cups is kind of saying that um can be to do with love, can be to do with our feelings, how we feel about ourselves. So it can represent us as well as representing somebody else, but it represents more the emotional side of things, whereas these two previous cards are Pentacles cards, which is more the earth sign. So for you, this could be a time of really focusing again on money and generating money and finances, connecting back to the devil. So you may be just on your grind, just working, 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 trying to get that money up, trying to save, all that kind of stuff. I think that what your spiritual cards are saying is that it's really important for you to feel grounded this month. It's really important for you to feel secure and safe this month in your circumstances and your situation, because I think that once you do, that's what you're chasing for. You're chasing for that kind of emotional happiness and fulfillment within yourself. The only thing I would say is, be wary about chasing so much of finances, because that's when you can get just strictly caught up in materialism and not connected at all spiritually. And the thing that is really interesting about these earth cards is that as well as it represents the material realm, the Pentacles is also does represent the astral planes as well, because it's like the final manifestation, and like they say, is as above so below. So what we have here on earth in the spiritual realms, there's a very similar concept as well. It's like, when we're not completely separate, we're all kind of one, even though we're talking about different planes. And so what these cards are kind of telling me is that you have to kind of connect that sense of spirituality with that sense of with the importance that you place on physical possessions. At the same time, it's like there needs to be this understanding that, okay, fair enough, physical things are important as well. We have to live, we have to eat, we have to spend money. We live in a system where obviously you have to be a part of the system in order to live. So it's understandable that money is of importance to many people and physical possessions. But at the same time, I would definitely say that you have to also you can't place so much importance on them that you end up either not following your morals, or not really seeing anything beyond that. So I would say kind of be careful. But the cups card kind of brings, I think, a sort of a bit of a lighter energy to things, because I do believe that our work and finances very much have to do with our spirituality as well. Because if you're happy doing what you do, if you find meaning in what you do, if what you do is beneficial to the world or beneficial to somebody else in some kind of way, then that is how you sort of bring the two together. But I think when your work isn't lacking meaning, it's not lacking purpose, and it's just for material gain and all the other stuff, I feel like you sort of lose the spiritual aspect of that part of your life, and then it just all becomes about the physical, and it all becomes about what you can gain, and that's it. um, but at the same time, I completely understand that we're on this earth for different purposes. Not all of us are going to be, doing works that is going to, that we're going to love to do, or that we feel called to do. Some of us are just going to spend our whole lives doing work just for the sake of earning money, and probably doing what we hate just because we earn money through it. So it all depends, on who you are, and what you want your life to be at the end of the day, or how you want to work. So yes, peace and many blessings to you, Taurus. I finally have made this video, so you guys should be happy, because Taurus more than anyone has been asking for their video. So yes, peace and many blessings. I'll see you. Bye.